Good day, or whatever time you find it around the world where you are. Hello, and welcome to GH MixMixx. My name is Kwesi, the son Bako. On today's episode, I had planned to dissect the president's crisis speech. But looking on social media and seeing the level of reaction to that infamous speech, I'm left with no doubt that I'll be adding very little to that discourse. Ghanaians are fully alert to the crisis we're in, as well as the hopelessness with which this government is or seems to be handling the situation. We're going to leave that alone for the moment, and we're going to focus on something else. I have decided to editorialize today. What is the issue? Ghanaian leaders, our society, I'm looking at the society. Ghana as a society, from different ethnic backgrounds and all of that, but we've been able to forge a beautiful system which caters for a whole different background of tribes. We are all very much aware that there's some subtle tribalism in Ghana. Nobody's going to try to run away from that. We are all very much aware of that. But there was still some level of cohesiveness, which I believe contributed to the fact that there's been a lot of turmoil in the West African sub-region, but Ghana has been spared internal strife, internal conflict. This is because, and I give a lot of the credit to Kwame Nkrumah, he was actually able to take what the British gave him as the demarcations of a country and forge the cultures together into one beautiful tapestry, which is called Ghana. Now, with what is going on in Ghana right now, we seem to be disintegrating that. Let's be careful. Let's look at it like this. One day I put a post on my Facebook page because the government had done something, I forget exactly what it was, that seemed ridiculous. Oh, I know. It's when the government raised down the hospital without having money ready to build another one. So I went in and I made a very harsh remark on my Facebook page. Some of my mates from the University of Ghana messaged me on the low and were like, oh no, we should watch our language when we're speaking. Watch my language, my ass. Because you know what? I've been watching my language that whole time and nobody reacted to me. I had put a ton of posts on my Facebook page regarding things that the government seemed to be doing wrong that I was dissatisfied with. This guy never reacted to it until I used harsh words, and then he was alive to it. Oh, these are people that are in high positions. High positions what? We put them in high positions, bruh. We put them in those high positions. Right? So we are their bosses. They should show us respect, not the other way around. Even though we show them respect all the time, it should be reciprocal. But let's not digress. Here's the point. All of a sudden, Ghanaian politicians seem to be alert to criticism, not the regular criticism that they used to get from the press in fine printed words with captions. And no, they are responding to what I call the Kevin Taylor model. Kevin Taylor didn't start it, by the way, but I have decided to name it after him because he has made it a scientifically proven method of getting Ghanaian politicians to listen and to be alert. Okay? They use harsh words. We use harsh words on these people, and then they sit up. If that's what it takes for them to sit up, hallelujah, let's do it. I swear. But again, let's not digress too much. As I was saying, all of a sudden, these politicians are responding to that model, right? But here's the danger. Here's the danger. Our time-tested traditions, our time-tested culture, our time-tested practices of respecting elders, speaking to elders with respect, just by virtue of the fact that they've been here longer, we tend to give them a little more respect just by virtue of that. And that was beautiful. Now, that is being eroded very fast, because by the time all of this ends, insulting elders will be a norm. It will be normal. It will be normal. And let me put this clearly. I am not by any stretch of anybody's imagination criticizing those who use that type of language on the politicians. Because the politicians are acting the way they do, I endorse that because it works. It works. If somebody is in charge of making sure that the roads are built so that my grandmother can access the health facility which they're supposed to build also faster, and they don't do that, and I lose a dear one, I have every right to go beyond insults to let them know that they are fucked up and they were supposed to do their work. I don't see nothing wrong with that. The president endorsed the ANAS strategy.
You have specifically mentioned corruption within the taxation system. What exactly will you do to stamp this out?
The measures are going to be difficult, but there have to be a variety of them, including what I call the ANAS principle, setting up highly motivated, professional groups of young people who will work, if you like, as it were, undercover to unearth examples of corruption wherever they can find it, and thereby allow the authority to deal with the issue. Because not only do you unearth the corruption, but you actually deal with it in terms of sending people to court, prosecuting them. Hopefully the courts will cooperate and make sure that the offenders are found guilty and sanctions appropriately enforced. So a variety of measures, but a key one is the ANAS principle.
I wonder if he will endorse the Kevin Taylor strategy, because I endorse the Kevin Taylor strategy. It's a strategy that seems to be saving our country. It's a strategy that seems to be making the politicians stand attention. K.T. Hammond would never have responded if Kevin Taylor had said, "Oh, sir, please, blah, blah, blah." Once he got to the heart of his ego, he came out and responded to ensure that his true colors. The buffoon that he is.
Yeah, maybe I try on some now can and try the yano. Niano Kura na maybe yano na mediama ordo. Once I'm now kayano, Namsa Nani here the nene pan say, Metue, may a lawyer, may engrata, may fake. Yeah, why you don't work out to work campaign. And man, you are no until be a missa may no fake, a fake waka, and no, ya no correct. Me siso na wie mwati secretary amon nenkrata odi adwuma wo Ghana ha ye certificate no ka no e fake ay aponche nwoma na me de ye lawyer wo krom ha sei ay odwa nwoma na me de ye lawyer wo aburochire nti ya no de em se e ye dokore ya waka me pese wo gitumu bia magi atum se me certificate no e fake ampa awo de onfa wo de nkire ye me nim se wo so wo aponche nwoma ni bie se wo ni bie wo fa wo de nkire ye wo se me tutu na me bodo wo enkran ano so eya dokore tutu na me modo wo enkran me bodo wo boase wonna ane wonkyira ba na omgubu ase no omo na me no ombo sa tutu ro wonni na unu amaadum na omo boase no omo na me no ombo sa tutu ro o ka se esgracia se omunya tese me esgracia na ba na wonni ane unu amaadum omo wo so kekekeke na omo aba so kwa na omo abada omo wia na omo age me gracious kar na omo de ko adwuma ya do haro ntia de no kore.
So like I'm saying, I am not by any means criticizing that, right? What I'm concerned with is that by the time all this ends, what will we be left with as a nation? By the time, say, a new government takes over, stabilizes things, whatnot, right? I'm very sure the backing dogs from this government will also come and start trying to copy that model. And it will go on and on and on. And with social media and the freedom to just churn out anything you want and just put it out there, there is a great danger, people, that the very fabric of our society is being eroded along with this. And I put the blame on the politicians who have caused this. Because prior to this, it was not normal to have younger people go on social media and insult chiefs and insult politicians and insult people of high repute. It was not normal. Now, with what is going on, it has become normal. And some of us, like I said, don't find anything wrong with it because it's solving problems. But after that, what happens after the rains? What happens to our cultural fabric? We now accepting insulting elders as part of our, I don't know, man. I'm just saying something that, as you know, we don't suggest that we are going to profess solutions to every problem. I'm just drawing your attention to something that I think we all should examine as a nation. Because by the time our economic fortunes return, I want it to return to a system which also has great cultural richness. The cultural richness that makes us Ghana. The cultural richness that has made us who we are till this day. And so I say to you politicians, shame on you. And not just the politicians, the chiefs, all those other people that have betrayed the trust of the people and led us where we are today. I say shame on you. And it is your responsibility to help us correct this. So for a start, why don't you start retracing your steps back to the people? Apologize. Let the people know that you fucked up, but you are going to do better. Because if we lose the very fabric of our being, then who are we? Food for all our collective thoughts. My name is Kwesi Eson Bakon. This has been MixMixx. And as you know, I come in peace, but not to please. I'll see you next week with another episode. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.